Hello everyone and welcome to my first ever video. I didn't expect it to be Pokemon, but here we are for season 3 of the UTA, and what a change it's been since the last time around. Last time around I went with a bit more speedy offensive type of team, see how it went, saw other people use it, was like, you know what, why not? Now because of my, let's just say, unfortunate choking, I didn't make the playoffs, but it's fine. Redeemed myself a little bit in the Goodbye Alola tournament. Didn't do too bad. I think I finished in the quarterfinals, I believe. But now we are here with a team that is fat and strong and will do some damage. Even though some people are questioning my picks, I understand, but they have specific rules, and I'll get into them. First off, as you can see, Mega Charizard X. This was my Mega pick. Originally wanted Mega Pidgeot. Got it stolen from me, but that's okay. This thing hits like a truck. It had 100 base speed. It has 111 base defense. I could run it physical. I could run it special. I could make it set up. I could put it sub. I could do a lot of things with it. And I can make it Will-O-Wisp. I can make it Swords Dance. I can make it sub, like I said, and Dragon Tail for those setup mons. So yeah, this thing hits like a truck. Its main objective really is to be a sweeper, and I'm really excited to use it because Charizard's always been one of my favorite mons, like most people. Anyway, next up, for one of my tier 1 picks, I have Excadrill. That's right, my first round pick was Excadrill. Looking at these stats, you may think, oh yeah, this thing is strong. And it was strong. It was strong for a very long time. And it kind of needed sand to be kind of good. Now, you could still use sand, but now you get the beauty of Rapid Spin, which gives it a +1 speed every time. And with a decent move pool, I could do a lot of things with it. I can make it sub set up. I could just make it Assault Vest. I could make it a rest sleep talk set. I also, this thing could do a lot, and I'm really excited to use it. And this thing is kind of going to be another one of those like sweeper-esque mons. But yeah, really excited. Now here's something that probably won't be a sweeper, Toxapex. But man, oh man, can this thing tank with 152 base defense and 142 base special defense. And the fact that it's weak to a couple things, but not too much. And the fact that it could set up toxic spikes. It gets just toxic right away. It could haze. Baneful Bunker, Hex would be really interesting usage. Light Screen. Yeah, Substitute. There's still a couple things I can do with this. And you'll notice that the theme of my team is that I can do a lot with these mons. And they're not necessarily just single usage. But yeah, moving on, we're gonna get another tanky, bulky, fat mon in Cresselia. My god, it's Toxapex, but not as bulky, but it can hit harder and it's faster. Wow, this thing hits hard. It could stall. It could set up. It could set up Trick Room. It could be a support mod. It could be a cleric. Can do a lot with that base HP, base defense, special defense. It's not dying in one hit to anything. At least I don't believe so, unless it could be like a banded Weavile or something. But even then, I'm not so sure. Anyway, moving on to a pick that was seen as quite questionable, and I can understand it, seeing as how I have Excadrill, and eventually I have another one that sets up Sand. Why would I go with this? For one, it has two typings that I really needed, Ice and Fairy. Ice and Fairy is a pretty decent type combination, and this thing could put in some work. With 109 base speed and 100 base special defense, I could set up Aurora Veil, which for those of you who don't know, is Light Screen and Reflect for 5 turns, at least. if I don't put likely on it, which in this case, you could already tell that Toxic Vesting Cresselia won't really die all that much. But it could do more. I could make it an Assault Vest, I could make it a Substitute, I could make it Roar, I can make it set up, I can make it Encore other things, and I can maybe even potentially make it a Sweeper if I wanted to with Agility and Calm Minded, and it's got a good variety of moves that I could really do some damage. Next up, we have Rotom Mow. Originally wanted Rotom Heat, but then I kind of lucked into this one. I didn't expect this thing to be so good, and I'm really happy I have this instead of Rotom Heat, because I believe that Grass is a more defensive typing, and due to its Levitate, it doesn't have that many weaknesses. It has Poison Flying, as some, but with that base defense and special defense, it will live a hit, and with an underrated base 105 special attack, it will dish out some hard hits. And I'm really excited. It's got a decent move pool. I can make it Will-O-Wisp, I can make it Assault Vest, I can make it like a Pivot Mon. But yeah, and it's excellent typing. I find it's a really weird typing, but it works really well. Anyway, moving on. Gigalith. You know what it's for. Sets up sand, but it doesn't necessarily only have to do that. I can work well with 135 base attack and 130 base defense. I can make it Assault Vest. I can make it just explode. I can make it a sub setup. I can make it autonomize and honestly kind of make it a decent speed tier. I could use it in Trick Room. And I could even make it sturdy if I wanted to. If I just bring Gigalith and not Excadrill necessarily, I can make it sturdy, which would help it out a lot. But yeah. Anyway, moving on. Another fat boy. Or female. Fat girl. I don't care. I don't know. It's Miltank. It's annoying. We know what it can do. It has Milk Drink, it could Toxic Stall, if it has Assault Vest, it's not dying. 100 base speed, it probably goes first, even though it's a cow. I don't know why it has 100 base speed, but it does. So yeah, it'll most likely go first. It could Toxic Stall, it could tank hits, it could be a Pivot Mon, I could make it really bulky, I could make it really offensive. If I wanted to, base AD attack is pretty good, and I could definitely work with that. Next up, now we did have Bayonet in this role instead of this little fella, but someone dropped Sableye. I couldn't pass the opportunity to go and grab it. It fills out almost exactly what I wanted from Bayonet, with some okay-ish stats. It's not the greatest stats, but this thing could be a nuisance. I want it to be annoying to deal with. I can make it Toxic Stall. Toxic Stall would be huge. I can make it just a pure attacker. I can make it Trick, Will-O-Wisp, and taunt people. I could just make it that. So, once again, very excited, because I don't know how I got all these mods that I pretty much wanted from the get-go, and they all could do multiple different things. But yeah, moving on, we have Throw. I didn't know this thing was so good until I saw it on, like, random battles and stuff like that. This thing is tanky. It's not that fast, but it's tanky, and it dishes out hits. And with Guts, holy crap. It's, as a revenge killer, hold on. And if I could set up bulk ups with this thing, or just make it Assault Vest with Guts, it won't die, and I'll be able to just knock out everything that's there. Because with 100 base attack, and a pretty decent move pool, with Poison Jab to deal with the fairies, Rock Slide for flying, or Stone Edge for flying, Ice Punch, stuff like that, it's got a pretty good move pool, and Guts will just destroy things. And last but not least, Vespiquen. Now, I've heard people say I should have grabbed Masquerain, but wait a minute. I saw Masquerain. I needed Vespiquen though, and here's why. If you take a look at its stats, you could see why I would go out and grab it instead of Masquerain. Now, Masquerain does get Intimidate, but Vespiquen has 102 base defenses and 80 base attacks. I could make it use defend order. I could make it do a substitute. I could make it like a toxic stall. I can make it Destiny Bond. I can make it do toxic spikes. I have a switch and pivot type of Bond. And it's got decent move coverage. And I was just surprised. And it has aromatherapy, which could be a cleric, which would be awesome, which I don't believe Mastering gets. And it wouldn't really fit in that role. But I'm really happy I got this. And I'm overall really happy with my draft. If I had to give myself like a little self-projection, I know it would take about 5 wins to make the playoffs. 5 wins would guarantee, but I really want to aim to get 4 because I got 3 last time, and I know if I had gotten 4, I would have made it. So I'm gonna aim for 4. I've seen a couple power rankings. I'm right on the edge, so it wouldn't be too far off. I would just need 1 upset to really make it through. So I'm really excited, and we'll see what happens. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.